Assalamu alaikum students, hope you are all fine. I welcome you heartily to the English online session. So today we shall visualize an interesting prose 3, Empowered Women Navigating the World. Before stepping into the lesson, let's see what all the role played by women in the past. The whole life of women depends upon the family. Their family is their world for the women in the past. In the ancient time, women undergone the hard times like child marriage, dowry system, female infanticide, sexual harassment, remarriage, etc. They remained indoors unless permitted to go out with an escort. Women in the past were busy with their household work, taking care of their family and children all the time. But now, women excelling in many fields, overcoming many hurdles. Women plays a vital role in the modern society. They are everywhere in all the fields such as pilots, doctors, lawyers, ministers, engineers, politicians, astronauts, etc. They are given equal rights to that of men. Even more, they are becoming superior than man in each field. In the present, women occupy positions all over the world. There is no field left without untouched by them. They manage their family as well as the world outside. Now we can proudly say that women have more freedom than earlier times. We can say that women are really empowered in all the areas. Here I would like to share a famous saying that if you educate a man, you educate an individual. If you educate a woman, you educate the whole world. Not only does she serve food and care, but she molds the life of the family members. Here we go with some other quotes. A woman is a full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture and transform, by Diane Mary Child. Another quote, women are the real architects of society, by Harriet Beecher Stowe. Now let's see the gist of the lesson, Empowered Women Navigating the World.
Assalamu alaikum students. Today we shall see the third prose, Empowered Women Navigating the World. In the present world, women occupy almost all the major positions in society. Currently, women's achievements are tremendous in many fields such as space, politics, etc. One such achievement is the all-women Indian Navy crew who circumnavigated the world. The crew consisted of 6 members and it was led by Lieutenant Commander Ritika Joshi. The women team includes Pratibha, Lieutenant Swati, Lieutenant Aishwarya, Lieutenant Vijaya Devi and Lieutenant Payal. INSV Tarini is the second sailboat of Indian Navy and it is 55 foot. The boat was named after the famous Tara Tarini temple in Odisha. This voyage was aimed to showcase Make in India initiative by sailing on board indigenously built by INSV Tarini. This crew was started the voyage on 10th September 2017 from Goa. They went around the globe within 254 days and reached Goa port on 21st May 2018. This prose shares the personal experience of all the 6 crew members through an interview. In their voyage, they underwent hardships and unpredictable challenges they had faced all through their expedition. They also encountered a storm where the waves were almost 9 to 10 meters high. They were also entertained by cooking, watching movies, listening to songs, etc. They made parathas, cakes, breads, halwas, sweets, rasgullas, and even some gulguppas. They also celebrated Diwalis and 3 birthdays. During their voyage, they crossed the equator, the international date line at sea. One of the motives that the crew kept in mind was they could achieve their voyage successfully only because of their teamwork.
Now let's see the complete explanation of this lesson, Empowered Women Navigating the World. This lesson is about an interview with the crew members who went around the world in 254 days, have shared their experience about their great voyage. Come on, let's join them by knowing their personal experiences, hardships, and unpredictable challenges they had faced all through their expeditions. Here it explains that the whole life of women only depends upon the family. Their family is their world for the women in the past. But women in the present occupy positions all over the world. There is no field left without untouched by them. They manage their family as well as the world outside. We can say that women have more freedom than earlier times. Women occupy almost all the major positions in society. Currently, women's accomplishments are tremendous in many fields. One such achievement is the all-women Indian Navy crew who circumnavigated the world. Circumnavigated the world means who came around the world for 254 days all alone in a sailboat called INSV Tarini. So what is INSV Tarini? INSV Tarini stands for Indian Naval Ship Vessel. So Tara Tarini is the patron deity for sailors and is worshipped for safety and success at sea. So this name Tarini is named after the patron deity for sailors and it is worshipped for safety and success at sea. So whoever goes into the sea for their safety and success, they worship the Lord called Tara Tarini, and this vessel is named after that Lord. So INSV Tarini is the second sailboat of the Indian Navy. So if this is second means, which was the first one? The first one was INSV Mahadev. Coming back to INSV Tarini, it is 55-foot sailing vessel and it was built in MS Aquarium Shipyard Private Limited at Goa. After undergoing extensive trials at sea, it was commissioned to Indian Navy service on 18th February 2017. We already discussed about the Tara Tarini and its temple is at Odisha. The word Tarini means boat and in Sanskrit it is meant as savior. This INSV Tarini is based on an advanced level Raymarine navigation system, which is helpful for the communication satellite purpose. This voyage is a project undertaken by Navika Sagar Parikrama with the national policy. The project is considered very essential in promoting ocean sailing activities in the field of Navy and also to empower women, that is Nari Shakti. This voyage was aimed to showcase Made in India initiative by sailing on board indigenously built by INSV Tarini. This sailboat is an environmental friendly which runs with the help of wind. So what is the purpose of this sailboat? It collects the accurate weather forecast and It monitors the marine pollution on high seas. So this is done by the Indian Meteorological Department.
INS Tarini had advanced raymarine navigation suite and array of satellite communication systems for perfect navigation anywhere in world.
Now let's see about the Indian Navy's 6 women crew members. So Indian Navy's all-women crew was first ever to circumnavigate the globe. So it was skippered, that is led by Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi, and also the crew members includes Lieutenant Commander Pratibha Jandwal, Lieutenant Commander Swati Patrapalli, Lieutenant Aishwarya Bodapatti, Lieutenant Vijaya Devi and Lieutenant Payal Gupta. So they started their voyage on 10th September 2017 from Goa by the Defence Minister of India, and it was really marked as an historical day. In their voyage, they stopped over 4 ports, namely Fremantle, Australia, Littleton, New Zealand, Port Stanley, the Falklands, and Cape Town, South Africa. Why do they stop there? For their ration and repairing purpose. They returned back to Goa in April 2018. So totally they had undergone for 254 days. On 21st May 2018, they had reached Goa. Here, the interviewer questions Vartika Joshi about how familiar they were with the sailboat before the task. Vartika Joshi replies that none of them had any previous experience in the sailboat or ocean-going boat before. So first they found it very difficult, and slowly they gone through the training for 3 years and they were familiar with this sailboat. The interviewer asks the next question about the training they had undergone before their expedition, that is journey. How was their training? Vartika Joshi replies that they had both theoretical courses as well as practical courses. In the theoretical course, they learned about the navigation, the communication and weather prediction. So the classroom courses are different from sailing outside. So that is, the practical was totally completely different with the theoretical class. In the practical course, they learned how to repair things, how to deal with the emergency, how to forecast the weather, and even training were given in medical emergencies. Aishwarya also replies that they undergone the training in Mumbai as well as in some parts of Kochi. So for the better learning how to sail in the ocean, they took the voyage in Mahadev to Mauritius and back to Cape Town. So it was a complete 3 years of journey. In that journey, they learned how to repair, how to manage the leaks, everything. And they even suffered out of water and food. Everything they practiced in their journey. Interviewer asked them how was their selection process. Aishwarya replies that out of 30 women who had applied, only 6 were shortlisted based on the survival skills. And the mentor was Commander Dilip Daunter. The next question by the interviewer was about the family members' support. For that, Vartika Joshi replies that in the beginning, the family members did not support them because many of them are from hill station and most of them have not seen the sea. But later, after seeing their complete training and dedication, they accepted and gave their support. The next question by the interviewer was about their aim and their work to achieve this task. Vartika Joshi replied that they wanted to work with complete dedication and honesty, and they doesn't want to get any help from anybody. They wanted to do by themselves and they want to abide the rules of circumnavigating. The next question by the interviewer was to mention any one quality to complete their expedition successfully. Vartika Joshi replies that it was the honesty that made their journey successful. Because we all know that this sailboat works under the winds. So whenever the wind drops in the sea, they wanted to switch on the engine and move a mile ahead. But they doesn't do it because they worked with honesty and dedication. So that made their journey successful. So the next question asked by interviewer to Vartika Joshi was how you felt when you were as the head of the team. For that, Vartika Joshi replies that whenever the problem arises in their sailing, everybody sit together and discuss and sort out the problems. She also added that only with the collaboration and teamwork, they made their journey successful. Next, Payal Gupta adds that when the team encountered a severe storm in the sea, 3 were watching out the storm and steering the boat, and the other 3 would be inside heating the water and heating the gloves because it was raining severely. She adds that it was their team effort that they could overcome their 20-hour long storm. Next, the interviewer asked them to share their experience about the most challenging task in their sailing. Vartika Joshi replied that they had a tough time with the winds and they couldn't predict the waves ahead in the South Pacific Ocean. The waves were almost 9 to 10 meters high and the winds were up to 60 to 70 knots per hour. The winds were just like the hurricanes on the land. So all these experience and tough time they were able to face only with their proper teamwork. The interviewer added one more question on how adventurous was their trip. For that, Vartika Joshi replied that they visualized the southern lights in Tasman Sea. They also visualized bioluminescence, dolphins, spotted dead sperm whales, and it actually looked like an island from distance. So here are the pictures of bioluminescence, the dolphins and the spotted dead whales. Next, the interviewer asked one more question on how did your crew spend time deep in the sea. So Swati replied that during circumnavigating the earth, their hobbies were like reading comics, reading epics like Ramayana, doing crafts and cooking dishes like golgappas, preparing cakes and some other best recipes with the limited provisions in the boat. Vartika Joshi replied that all the 6 members were always entertained by watching movies, listening to music. They prepared prathas, baked cakes and breads, halwas and even rasgullas. They also celebrated festivals like Diwali, 3 birthdays, and they crossed the international date line and such. The interviewer raised a question, as a woman, how would you consider this expedition? So Vartika Joshi replied that they feel very proud and honored to be the women and they add a laurels to our country. They felt very proud that they have added laurels to our country. Sea doesn't discriminate the genders like male and female. They realized that gender is not a matter in the role of sailing. All needed is courage and determination to fulfill this expedition. The next question by the interviewer was, what motivated you to fulfill the country's expectations? Swati replied that the entire country was watching and praying for them. So whatever the troubles and challenges they face in the sea, they doesn't want to show it to the world and make them feel panic and fearful. So once after completing their voyage, they decided to showcase their struggles and hurdles to the world. Finally, they added that they could circumnavigate the world successfully only because of their teamwork and team coordination. Indeed, these 6 women made our India feel proud. Hats off, you girls. This is all about the experience which they had undergone during their successful voyage. Students, here is a short clippings of their voyage for you. Please watch this video, motivate yourself and dream higher and higher like these women and respect and honor women in our society.
On the 21st of May, a glorious chapter was added to India's maritime history. This was the day when an all-women crew successfully circumnavigated the globe. The 6-women crew had sailed aboard the INS Tarini for over 8 months. They covered nearly 22,000 nautical miles, battling extreme weather conditions and braving violent storms. Upon their return, they received a grand welcome. The all-women expedition was named Navika Sagar Parikrama. The aim of the mission was to promote women empowerment. India's maritime history dates back 5,000 years. The crew covered 21,600 nautical miles in the Indian-built sailing vessel INS Tarini that sailed across 5 countries and crossed the equator twice. It sailed across 4 continents and 3 oceans and passed south of the 3 Great Capes, Lewin, Horn and Good Hope. The vessel was skippered by Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi and the crew comprised Lieutenant Commanders Pratibha Jamwal, P. Swati and Lieutenants S. Vijaya Devi, V. Ashwarya and Payal Gupta.
Thank you children. I hope you enjoyed the video.